All right, this is Coach Big Pete of Deep Dish Football. I have made 6 videos today, and they all did not load on YouTube, so I'm just going to do one huge video together. Hopefully, this one works. Hopefully this one works. I'm going to do rosters and schedules so far for both teams. I'm going to start with Bolingbrook because it's the home team. So, let's get started. All right, schedule. All right, big wins. Downers Grove South, their opener, that was a huge win for Bolingbrook. I think that Downers Grove South was going to be good this season. I thought it was going to be a tough fought game, but Bolingbrook did a one-handed job against Downers Grove South. St. Charles North, this was a huge game, and they won. Sandburg, rising up in starting team, they got smashed by Bolingbrook. So, next game, Homewood Floosmoor. Tough team, one of the toughest in the conference, tough team. Next game, Bradley Bourbonnais, team that's sort of finding their spot. They'll be much better next year. Lockport, it's a tough season for Lockport again. Thornridge, not that much. Thornton, little there. And their last game is the big game at Lincoln Way East. That could decide for everything, basically. The last game is at Lincoln Way East. That's a tough game. Lincoln Way East is looking at this game very, very happily with Bolingbrook and Homewood Floosmoor. So they want to see what's going to happen in this game. So again, schedule. They're going to start tough. And then they're going to end. The last game is going to be a tough one too. But Homewood Floosmoor is this is the big game this Friday. Let's go towards the team. Now I visited them this summer, and I went for some of the players. So I'll just go over again. Anthony Williams, one of the best running backs in the state. Quentin Pringle, another top player. And the difference between Quentin Pringle and Anthony Williams is more of a smasher. And when you got Anthony Williams, you got that one punch, and then you got that second punch, and Pringle can take it to the red zone, to the end zone. Sorry, that's dangerous. And they got the best 1-2 punch in the state. That's my personal feeling. Cameron Palmer, underrated linebacker, deserves more recognition. Deshaun Walker, same way. Antonio King's a kid who we'll be talking about more next year at wide receiver. Hell of a kick returner. Alicia Armstrong, one of the best defensive ends in the state. Well recruited. Alex Paredes, one of the best guards in the state. Trevor Borland, great athlete, definitely a player you want to keep an eye out for. I think he's class of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Who else? Mark Wallace, that's another running back. Cameron Mitchell, of course, you got to mention Cameron Mitchell, one of the best DBs in the state. Fabian Dismuke is definitely a player you also want to keep an eye out for. Not getting a lot of respect. I gotta admit, Fabian is definitely a player you definitely want to check out. College coaches. What else? Levante Mayfield, offensive tackle. Always look at John Williams, offensive tackle, getting plenty of offers. That Bolingbrook offensive line is just spectacular. Definitely, it's a beauty to behold. That offensive line. That's their strength right there. Let me see what else. Forget 2 more players. I forgot 2 more players, and I'm trying to find them. Well, those are the players to look out for. Mark Wallace, yeah, talked about that. Robert Mims, yeah. There's one player, was it? Deshaun Walker. Deshaun Walker. He is definitely a kid to keep an eye out this Friday night with everything that's going on, especially with this big game. But that running back core is just unbelievable. And that offensive line is unbelievable as well. So they get the job done. They're just a great group of kids as well. I've talked about half these kids. Really nice kids, good kids. Alex Paredes Jr., he's a hell of a kid. Trevor Borland, good kid. Just a solid group of guys on this Bolingbrook roster, and so is Homewood Floosmoor roster as well. All right, so let's get to Homewood Floosmoor's schedule. All right, they beat Michigan City High School. No surprise there. They beat Luther North 33-12. Nazareth beat them as well. Stag, they beat Stag. Now they're at Bolingbrook. They're different as in Bolingbrook because the middle of the row of their games is a tough one. They're at Bolingbrook. Next game, they have Lincoln Way West. Lincoln Way West is a tough, competitive team. Their sixth game is a huge game at Lincoln Way East. And the last three games, Bradley Bourbonnais, Andrew High School, a little bit of a tough one, and Sandburg. But again, they've got a great shot of going 9-0. So does Bolingbrook. Just a great schedule, especially what they did against Luther North. That's impressive. Very impressive with that. Michigan City as well. Stag was an impressive win, 48-0 last year I was there. But again, big ups to Homewood Floosmoor's defense on that one. Let's go team. All right. So, hopefully I got the right stuff. Jared Thornton, center. Marion Scott, wide receiver, well known. Leon Tanner, one of the most underrated running backs in the state of Illinois. I'll give you another, and again, Homewood Floosmoor's got some underrated players. Justin Whiteside, one of the more underrated linebackers in the state of Illinois. Isaiah Cole, underrated defensive tackle. He's just a smasher. I think he's one of the best defensive tackles in the state. That's just my personal feeling. Winston Russell, everyone knows Winston Russell, one of the best DBs in the state. You got two of the best DBs playing against that for both teams in the state. That's a great matchup. Kellen Williams, Charlie Brooks, pass rusher. Definitely kid you want to keep an eye out for. Marcus Harper, definitely one. Denzel Bryant. I forget which one has got. One's starting to get a lot more offers, a lot more looks too. But they're going to be good. They're going to be good this year, and they're going to be good next year. And it's the same way for Bolingbrook. Trying to find a couple few more players. They got 2, 3 good DBs. Good secondary as Bolingbrook does. Running back game, very good. Leon Tanner leads it. I think when Justin Hall left, I think that because of the offensive line, and I always say this, and I'll say this again, Coach Cicero does a great job with that offensive line. For Homewood Floosmoor, deserves a lot more respect. I think he's one of the top offensive line coaches in the state of Illinois. And I've seen him firsthand do work with those offensive linemen. He does a wonderful job. And again, Homewood Floosmoor to me is a very well-off team, and so is Bolingbrook, and so is Lincoln Way East, and all that other stuff. But it's gonna again, the thing is that which team is going to crack first, and that's going to be very interesting to see which team is going to crack first. This game is going to be basically, I think it's going to be a short game. I think there's just not going to be enough passing going on in this game on Friday night. So we'll see what happens. But again, that's the schedules. Again, Homewood Floosmoor, Bolingbrook. They got 2 games after this, and they both have Lincoln Way East. So I think it's even funnier that Bolingbrook has their last game is going to be against Lincoln Way East. I think I like that. That's a nice move for both teams. So we'll see what happens. Sorry I had to basically push everything together today because the videos were not uploading and that. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you have any questions, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. I'll start doing some magic numbers. More videos coming tomorrow. Deep Dish Football Live is Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m., and I'll talk about the game and everything else. So this is Coach Big Pete, and have a lovely night.